I heard a quote recently that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. It said the following: "The future success of our lives greatly relies on the foundation of quality we achieve each year." What struck me about that quote is how simple it sounds at first. But the more you think about it, the more powerful it becomes. Because when people hear the word quality, they usually think about products, services, performance. But quality is much bigger than that. Quality is a way of living. It's the standard we bring into our relationships, our work, our habits, our goals, and even our conversations nobody else sees. And the truth is, the future we want is usually built by the quality of choices we make repeatedly today. Not occasionally, but consistently. Because quality is never an accident. Nobody stumbles into excellence. Quality requires intention. It requires us to ask, what standard am I willing to hold myself to, even when it's inconvenient? That question matters because how we do small things eventually becomes how we do everything. Think about it. The quality of your work affects your opportunities. The quality of your habits affects your health. The quality of your relationships affects your happiness. The quality of your thinking can affect your future. Everything compounds. And yet, many of us focus entirely on outcomes. We want success, achievement, recognition, but we often overlook the process that creates those things. Success is rarely built on one dramatic moment. It's built quietly, in preparation and consistency, and the standards we maintain when nobody's watching. That's why quality is less about perfection and more about discipline. It's about choosing to care deeply about the process. At work, this might look like creating systems that reduce mistakes and improve consistency. At home, it might look like being fully present with the person you love instead of distracted. In leadership, it might mean communicating clearly, following through on promises, and creating environments where people trust one another. Quality, it shows up everywhere. And if we want lasting success, not just the temporary success, but sustainable success, we have to stop treating quality like an afterthought. Because without structure, consistency, it all disappears. You wouldn't want to build a house without a blueprint. You wouldn't bake a cake without a recipe. Oh, maybe you can. I can't, though. And yet, people try to build meaningful lives without clear values, intentional habits, or systems that support growth. We rise or fall to the level of our processes. That's true personally and professionally. The strongest teams in the world understand this, and they create frameworks, expectations, and standards. Not to limit creativity, but to create reliability. Because reliability builds trust, and trust is one of the most valuable things any person or an organization can have. But this goes beyond productivity and efficiency. Quality also shapes the way we treat people. Think about individuals who have had the greatest impact on your life. Chances are, they brought consistency into your world. They listened, showed up, followed through, and treated people with care and respect. And that's quality. Those small interactions matter more than we realize, because people may forget what we said, but they remember how consistently we made them feel valued. And that's why quality isn't just about creating better work, it's about creating a better way of living. A life built intentionally instead of using shortcuts. A life built on consistency instead of excuses. A life built on standards, not just settling. So I want to leave you with a few questions today. What systems are shaping your lives right now? What standards are guiding your decisions? Are the habits, processes, and routines you follow leading you toward the future you actually want? Because every year, every month, every day, we are laying a foundation, and eventually we will stand on whatever foundation we choose to build. So, choose carefully. Choose consistency. Choose intentionality. Choose quality. Not just in the big moments, but in the ordinary ones. Because when you commit to quality in every area of life, you don't just create success. You create trust, impact, and legacies. And those are the things that last.